Very good morning, my friends. I am coming back to meet you again. So, I found some free time this morning. I said, you know what? I'm coming to add another episode. I've already changed the activity. So every time I come here, I will be explaining a little bit what I'm doing because it's always possible somebody will watch one of my videos for the first time. So at least I will leave some information about what I'm doing and then start the activity or the episode that I come up with at any moment because I see it like helpful because not I don't have a lot of watchers and I I also would just a lot of people maybe watch me. I think they don't even understand me. Well, for those who understand me, that's fine. For those who don't understand me, that's fine as well. Anyway, so this is how I see it. Like nice to learn foreign languages. Just have to you don't have to mix up other languages with them, and so this is why I decided just to keep speaking English when I come to the way video in English. I don't need to mix up other languages because I think it's not. It's better to suffer a little bit just to I don't know, just understand and just explain and express yourself with any level that you got and make the others understand or get the ideas from you rather than just mixing up and making everything clear and understandable for people who just learn English, for example, or any other language and learn and understand, your mother tongue language. And so if you mix up, so people will understand, but at that moment, but then when they leave, maybe they won't even keep anything of what you told them. They will just know what you've talked about because you did, give them ideas about with your mother tongue language, not the language that they learn. So that's why I think for any person who is so interested in learning foreign language, so have just try to get rid of other languages that you mix up to learn that language as quickly as possible because it's better to suffer a little bit and then make effort, go little by little, follow, and then you get to the ability to use just that foreign language that you are learning. So anyway, I have just as I said, uh, I am still using my computer and my printer. As I said, I'm doing episodes about articles. I want to bring newspaper in English, and then we'll just discuss and explain text from or articles from the newspaper. But unfortunately, I have to go to the center to bring one. I have nowhere here close to my house to bring one. So I'm doing this for the moment, and it's I got it from Sky News of the UK, United Kingdom, England. So I got two. It's about the it's let me show it a little bit more. So it's there. That's the text, and it finishes here. It's about elephants this time. It's about animals, and they have some words that I found, interesting. People, well, I decided to explain them, and this is it's a new show that they have in England, United Kingdom, of elephants that are in captivity. There is uh, there is a recommendation of banning captive elephants in England because it's not healthy, it's not good for the animals. And so I'm gonna read the text and then I will talk a little bit about it in general and then explain those words and finish the activity. I think it's a wonderful way of practicing and learning and improving your foreign language level if if you try this way, because as I said, try to just keep away everything that is not that very same and exact language that foreign language that you are learning. When you mix up, so when just it will be a terrible when it will come, that moment that you need that language comes, and you have to speak, so that would be just like madness. Better just keep everything away and just follow the that foreign language that you're learning. Don't depend on other languages. Don't mix up. I will never speak another language. So for those who understand me, that's fine. For those who don't understand me, that's fine as well. Anyway, I'm gonna read the text. Keeping elephants in captive could be banned in the UK. As part of possible recommendations the government is set to consider. The Elephant Welfare Group has been tasked with producing evidence based guidelines to improve the management and welfare of elephants in the UK. Reports suggest it will advise the banning of captive elephants, marking an end to 7 countries of the practice. Animal rights campaigners have long warned of the physical and mental health impact captivity has on elephants. There is a lot of evidence over the years that's been gathered about issues to do with longevity, physical elements, psychological elements, and very low breeding rates for calves. Will Traveler, Will Travers, president of Burn Free Foundation, told Sky News. In Europe, there are just fewer than 600 elephants in captivity, and an aging population that's not being replaced by the number of elephants being born in captivity. So, at the end of the day, somewhere along the line, it is very it's very likely that the elephant population in Europe will self extinguish. Mr. Tavares also dismissed the idea that zoos provide an education platform. Um, the public is seeing an animal out of the context of its natural environment, out of its correct social setting, uh, afflicted by a range of physical and psychological elements. When we have that, we can so much better for elephants by what I did. When we know that we can do so much better for elephants by protecting them and the huge areas that they need to live in, well, in the wild, he said. Um, There are currently 51 elephants in captivity across 11 UK zoos, including at Chester, where Mike Jordan, director of animals and plants, says they play a critical role in conservation. Our absolute focus has been a virus called elephant endotheliotrophic herpes virus, he told Sky News. We now know this virus occurs right around the Asian elephant's distribution, but we really have no idea for a cure and very little idea about treatment or even understanding it. Our work has focused almost exclusively on trying to understand that virus and develop a vaccine for it. But the validity of the research has been questioned by Mr. Travers, who says those are testing for a disease that is more prevalent in captivity than in the wild. Yeah, very well, very well. So yeah, I did read the text. I'm not good at reading because I always, I read it in silence, and I'm so slow. I sometimes, just anyway, I'm practicing. So at the end, you will see if I improve or not. Anyway, so there is a new show that they consider in the United Kingdom. Uh, that is connected to the animals, exactly elephants in captivity. Uh, it's not good for the elephants, and and also are not just getting. They have a lot of problems, physical and psychological, and they don't procreate, so they there is no result of creating this sort of animals. They talk about right now elephants in captivity because they're going to there is no result, they're going to disappear one day anyway. So it's better, as they say, better to keep them, in the wild where they where they normally live, where they create, where they bring them from, because it's not successful. It's not a good idea to have those elephants in captivity due to those problems that they you know that they suffer from. And of course, there are not so a lot of elephants in Europe, and of course, it's they're mainly, in Africa, and mostly in Africa and Asia. And of course, there is also a virus uh, that these elephants contain sometimes. So that virus has a strange name. So when elephants live in the in the wild, so that virus doesn't spread that much. But when they're in captive, so it affects all of them. And so where people also don't like, the to say the elephants in captivity, because they see them like in a way which is not appropriate, and it's not their place. So they see them like in captivity. It's like prison. So it's so upset, and these animals are suffering, as they say here. A lot of sadness, and so much. What is that? A lot of sadness and suffering. They have to be upset because animals normally live free in the forest or in the wild. And so what I have to bring here, that I have to talk about a little bit, so people don't see it like appropriate to have elephants, in captivity. It's very well, it's inhuman for me. But then anyway, I'm just talking about an article. And what I have to find here, reporters, there are some studies. There are that virus that elephants could have sometimes, or an elephant that is having a virus. That virus is there is no knowledge about it, and they don't know how to treat it. So they they don't know how to deal with it. So they plan to create to make a vaccine for that, but first they have to understand the virus. They don't understand it. Uh-huh. Well. But validity is a research question. What I have to find here to our absolute folks being virus quality, yeah. And yeah, there are just current well, so according to English or Great Britain or United Kingdom studies, so they agree, and they recommend to ban uh, elephants in captivity. They wanna, conserve them in the wild where they normally live, and they have to take. They find it like a better idea, to take care of them just there, and leave them just. Watch them, protect them, and they sweet there, and they are. It's good for them, for these animals in general. So it's what it's appropriate, as they explain here, to do. It's better to keep them in their place. And so I just don't know. I read the text, and I got a little bit nervous, but that's fine. I'm just, I've never, it's been a long time since I don't study, and now I'm coming, with this activity, so I will train, so I will remember. I get my, I will improve my skill of reading, of course. I think that's enough with the text. I read it, and so all right, you can also translate it. And so I have here I have just three words. There is a picture of elephant, the animal. They have three words. Afflicted is how these animals are living so afflicted. They're troubled, they're sorrowful, they're suffering, they're unhappy. They're because they are not living freely, and this happens, to some to human in some societies, which is disgusting as well, because freedom is there is no price for freedom. So I got another word, so which is captivity. The captivity is the condition of being imprisoned or confined. So uh, captivity is to be, to to lose your freedom, in prison or confined or persecuted or anything. So that's captivity. Prevalent means widespread, extended. That something that spreads like coronavirus, is prevalent. It's a big problem. They have to deal with it. It's it's everywhere. So it has got out of hands. It's prevalent. It's so extended. It's everywhere. So I think, well, they have to find solution for coronavirus be very much before than the problem maybe with I don't know. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So well, it's how I do it. I just I think it's a good way, to practice a little bit and to add some formation to improve your English level. By this way as well, you can, you have to read the text, explain, so uh, the words that you don't understand, and then memorize them and keep going. That's how you will, of course, get better. Anyway, it's enough. I'm not doing very well, but well, I'm gonna improve, and then of course you will see it. Those who will follow me. Bye bye. Thank you.